Yo, I didn't even know that. That's Lionel Richie's daughter? Bruh, this gets deep. Alright, man. Torture Talk After Hours. You know what it is. So, here's a breakdown of the UMG case and where it's going. And Drake posting somebody's wife. I think it's Lucian Grain's stepdaughter or daughter-in-law, whatever. You know? So, we're going to get right to this, man. And yeah, man. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. So, let's go.
This photo is from when Sophie modeled for Drake's OVO campaign at the time. She is a model and actress, and she was cool with OVO in the camp. And I don't know what him posting her means.
UMG responded, y'all. The suggestion that UMG would do anything to undermine any of his artists is offensive and untrue.
Second, whatever the label UMG was doing to promote, Not Like Us, they were doing the same thing for you your whole career.
So we all know Drake's been going at it with Universal Music.
Yo, Drake, man. Just stop trying to act tough, bro. You ain't a tough guy. I don't understand why you trying to put this tough guy act up. It just makes you look worse. Like, what I don't understand is how we constantly let this guy get away with just trying to be a tough guy. You're not a tough guy. You're not a tough guy. Just cut it out, man. Just cut it out. You're a good guy. You're a good guy. Your guys are tough, but you're not tough, bro.
And their CEO, Lucian Grange, for a minute now. But things just took a wild turn. Instead of targeting Lucian directly, Drake decided to go after Lucian's daughter-in-law, Sophia Richie Grange. Once again, Drake's out here pulling women into his drama because he's too scared to handle the men head on. But this is a whole different level, especially when you take into account all those allegations about Drake and young women. And let's not forget, Lucian Grange isn't some random CEO. The man practically controls the entire music industry. So if Drake thinks he can keep pulling stunts like this without any consequences, he's really playing with fire.
Over the next 2 decades, Lucian climbed the ranks until...
This is what I'm talking about. About the silly antics that Drake does. I definitely think that he's doing this for attention. From probably Lucian Grains. Like, I think he does these things because he knows it's going to get people riled up. And they're going to say things. But I think that Drake feels as though he's in a position where he can do whatever he wants and he can say whatever he wants because he knows he makes them a lot of money. And I think that he believes that they ain't gonna never do anything to jeopardize that. But you gotta understand, these people have more money than life itself. Your money doesn't mean anything to them. It's mostly your catalog. But trust and believe, if they can do anything to take your catalog and get you out of here at the same time, they will. Trust and believe.
2005, where he became the chairman of Universal's UK division. And by 2011, he was the chairman and CEO of all of Universal Music Group. And since taking over Universal, he's more than quadrupled the value of the company. It's worth about $55 billion right now. And they also own all the biggest artists. In fact, 70% of the songs on Billboard are owned by UMG.
So what is Drake even doing posting pictures of Lucian's daughter-in-law? Does he even have a strategy, or is he just spiraling after Kendrick exposed him in a way he never saw coming? Let's break this down.
Lucian is considered the most powerful man in entertainment and was named the executive of the decade in 2020.
While the whole hip-hop world is celebrating Kendrick's recent wins, Drake is back at it again, throwing sneaky shots on social media and moving really weird. Instead of clapping back at the man who called him a certified PDF file on wax, Drizzy is back to taking shots at women because apparently that's his go-to move when he's under pressure. If you missed it,
Yeah, he can't deal with it. He's one of those guys that he fights girls. Like, I can tell you right now, Drake will fight a girl in a second. He'll squabble up with a chick. Like, put your deuce up. That's him with a girl, like for real. But right now, I just don't. I don't know. I don't see how a lot of this is just like people just letting it slide. I really don't. But I don't think that it's gonna slide for too long.
Drake has been really active on his Finsta. Plot twist, throwing subliminal shade ever since Kendrick embarrassed him in front of the world at the Super Bowl. First, he seemingly responded to Serena Williams popping up at Kendrick's halftime show by posting a photo with Serena's former agent, Jill Smoller. But it gets worse. Drake didn't stop at shading Serena. He also posted a picture of Sophia Richie Grange, who just so happens to be the daughter-in-law of Lucian Grange, the CEO of Universal Music Group. And to make things even weirder, he unfollowed everyone on his Finsta and is now only following Sophia. But Drake didn't stop there. He took it a step further.
Yo, it's not funny, but you just gotta laugh at this dude, man. You gotta laugh at this dude because he does things, and he thinks that it's funny. Like, yo, I'm gonna unfollow everybody, and I'm gonna follow Sophia, and I'm gonna make them think so. Watch this, and I'm gonna post a picture of her. Watch this. And it's like, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just in the way, man.
By posting an old photo of Sophia where she looks super young. And with all the allegations about Drake's relationships with younger women, you would think he'd be a little more self-aware. But he just keeps giving folks more reasons to side-eye him. And it's wild that he doesn't see how creepy this is making him look. After these latest posts, social media has been lighting Drake up, calling out his weird behavior and dragging him for constantly using women to take shots at the men he really has issues with. And if you've been keeping up with Drake's downfall, you already know this is not new. He's got a long and messy history of targeting the girlfriends, wives, and even daughters of his rivals. When he was beefing with Meek Mill, he went after Nicki. With Pusha T, he brought up his fiancée, Virginia. When DJ Mustard called him out, Drake took aim at his ex-wife. And of course, against Kendrick, Drake kept sneak dissing Whitney and even dragged Kendrick and Whitney's kids into it. On top of that, Drake also has a long history of throwing shade at women who rejected him. We've seen this play out with Rihanna, Megan Thee Stallion, Georgia Smith, and plenty of others. Remember when he dissed Rihanna on her loss, calling her average? But let's not forget, this was after he spent years publicly simping for her and calling her the love of his life. It's like those dudes who...
Get the fuck out of here, nigga. You fucking crazy. Bro, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? You're like, what the hell? Yo, this guy, bro. I never seen nothing like this, bro. I'm telling you, man. How is this not sexual assault? How is this? Like, look at this. Like, look at this. How is this not assault, man? Like, come on, man.
Remember when he dissed Rihanna on her loss, calling her average? But let's not forget, this was after he spent years publicly simping for her and calling her the love of his life. It's like those dudes who can't handle rejection, so they just start calling women ugly the second they get turned down. And the fact that Drake is still moving like this, pushing 40...
How's that not assault? Like... Bro, you try to kiss her on her lips in front of the world, bro. Like she's your girl. And she literally backed up like that, bro. Like for real. I know she probably was like, what the this yo. I know she probably was like, yo, why did you do that? Like, why the fuck did you do that? I know she was like that, bro. That's crazy, yo. Look at this. That's crazy.
Simping for her and calling her the love of his life. It's like those dudes who can't handle rejection, so they just start calling women ugly the second they get turned down. And the fact that Drake is still moving like this, pushing 40, is actually disturbing. But hands down, the most disgusting example was when Mos Def called Drake a pop artist, and Drake got so into his feelings that he went and followed Mos Def's daughter, who had just turned 18. And that's not just petty, that's straight up predatory. Now that Drake is in an all-out war with UMG, he's coming for Lucian Grange's daughter-in-law, Sophia, who, let's not forget, is 12 years younger than he is, married, and just had a baby 8 months ago. Drake didn't even have the guts to post Sophia's husband, Elliot Grange, aka Lucian's actual son, who is also a music executive. Instead, Drake decided to take the coward's route and drag a woman who has nothing to do with this beef and isn't even a part of the music world. Now, some of Drake's fans tried to defend him, saying Sophia used to...
That's crazy. How you gonna drag the girl that has nothing to do with anything? You just basically post her. You post several pictures of her. Not just one. You post several pictures. That's crazy.
For OVO. But like, what does that have to do with anything? That doesn't make this any less weird or desperate. It's like Drake keeps making these weak, cowardly moves, and every single time it blows up in his face. First, he was too scared to sue Kendrick for calling him a PDF file, so instead, he went after UMG for letting Kendrick drop the track, completely ignoring the fact that UMG also released his diss records where he accused Kendrick of putting hands on Whitney and questioned the paternity of one of their kids. And now that he's beefing with UMG, instead of coming for Lucian Grange or his son Elliot, Drake is targeting Lucian's daughter-in-law. Just when you think Drake can't get any more embarrassing, he somehow outdoes himself. And with all the allegations swirling around him when it comes to younger women, you'd think he'd be extra careful about dragging any women or children into his mess. But he just can't help himself. So now fans are already warning Drake that going after Lucian Grange's family is playing with fire. One fan said, if he thought he had issues now, Lucian will make sure he suffers now. He won't be coming back. And another person added, don't Drake know that she is also Lionel Richie's daughter? That man knows your family, Drake. Ask your daddy and Uncle Graham. You about to F her.
Yo, I didn't even know that. That's Lionel Richie's daughter? Bruh, this gets deep. This is some deep shit. Damn.
And find out on the family front big time. Now, when it comes to Drake's issues with UMG and Lucian Grange, fans are still trying to figure out what his endgame is with the defamation lawsuit. In case you missed it, last month, Drake filed a federal lawsuit against Universal Music Group, accusing them of defamation over the way they promoted Kendrick's diss track, Not Like Us. Drake basically doubled down on the same claims he made in those two legal petitions he filed back in November, saying UMG was out here using shady tactics to artificially boost Kendrick's diss track on Spotify, like running play-to-play schemes, using bots, and other methods to inflate the track's numbers and popularity. But that's not even the craziest part. Drake also alleged in his lawsuit that Not Like Us is anti-Semitic. Yeah, you read that right. He really went there. The lawsuit states
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Are you crazy? Like, come on, bro. Yo, this nigga say anything. I'm at the point where I believe that Drake could do anything. He'll do and say anything. This is crazy.
furthering the recording's refrain that Drake is not like us, the Drake alludes to Drake's Jewish heritage, saying that Drake is not a colleague but an effing colonizer. Now, fans couldn't help but laugh at the irony of Drake suddenly crying anti-Semitism, because back when he was Lucian's golden boy, getting all kinds of special treatment that no other artist was getting at UMG, people used to say Drake was getting that privilege because both he and Lucian are Jewish. But now that Drake's salty about losing a rap beef, he's turning around and accusing Lucian of promoting an anti-Semitic song? How does that even make sense? You know, even Drake's lawyers have to be laughing at this one. As for UMG, they're not even taking this lawsuit seriously. Their lawyers clapped back, reminding Drake that he wouldn't be where he is today without their backing. UMG's statement read, "Throughout his career, Drake has intentionally and successfully used UMG to distribute his music and poetry to engage in conventionally outrageous back-and-forth rap battles to express his feelings about other artists. He now seeks to weaponize the legal process to silence an artist's creative expression and to seek damages from UMG for distributing the artist's music." So in other words, UMG is saying that everything Drake claims they did to help Kendrick are the same things they used to do for him. The only reason
I really don't see this case going anywhere. I don't. And I'll get into that in a second.
Drake was the biggest rapper in the game at one point is because UMG aggressively pushed his music on every streaming platform and radio station. We all remember those random Spotify playlists where Drake's photo was on the cover, but the genre of the music in the playlist had nothing to do with Drake. Now, some of Drake's fans are thinking he's trying to find a way out of his contract with UMG. But if that's the play, does Drake really think this defamation lawsuit and targeting Lucian Grange's daughter-in-law is the way to do it? He's out here making some seriously questionable moves. And at this point, it's like he's digging his own grave. His fans keep trying to convince everyone he's out here playing chess with Lucian and going against the whole system. But let's keep it real. If Drake thinks he's gonna outsmart these people, he's in for a rude awakening. These executives have been running the game way longer than Drake's been rapping, and they don't take too kindly to artists who get too big for their boots. And now,
Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true. I mean, at this point, man, I see him. I seen something where somebody said that he's amending the case. I still think that he's going to eventually drop this case. Now, amending, I don't know what he's amended it to. I have no clue. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know where he's going to go with it. But from my understanding, from what I believe, he's going to eventually drop this case. Because he ain't got no case. Like, he really don't. And for those, when I'm reading, he ain't suing for no money either. He's just suing for an apology. Like, I don't know. Maybe he's going to get some money out of it. Who knows? But I don't know. I definitely think that it's a waste of time that Drake is sitting here going after people's their daughter-in-laws and stuff like that. I just think that's a waste of time. But I also do think that he's gotten to a point now where he don't really know what to do in his career. And I said this before. Drake career is basically, I'm not gonna say it's over, but it's in a place where it's not gonna get any better from here. It's not gonna get any better. His career is basically at a standstill. People can say whatever they want. I seen an episode with Joe Buttons and them was talking about it, but Drake's career is at a standstill. They can say whatever they want. I don't care. He's not gonna get any bigger than what he is. And truth be told, a lot of people are starting to check out. So thank y'all for joining me, man. After hours, you know what it is. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Torture Talk. Y'all have yourself a good night. See y'all. Peace. Bye.